what we're seeing today, some new rules, as you say, some record numbers across all sorts of these statistics that we monitor. And yeah, there's some really question marks about where Sydney goes from here. So a record number of cases, not just by a little way, but by quite some margin today, 239 locally acquired cases today. The breakdown of that, again, a record number of cases that have yet to be linked back to a known source as of 11 o'clock this morning. A record number of cases that have spent some time out while infectious. That's 158, and it includes those cases where the isolation status isn't known or wasn't known as of 11 a.m. this morning. And for the last 2 days, those unknown ones have been getting really quite big, 60 or 70 cases where they just don't know yet. And, you know, is this, well, this is, you know, probably the beginning of an indication that contact tracers are running out of time, running out of hours in the day and running out of bodies to try and trace and track and work out exactly what's going on. And that will happen when you get these case numbers this big. You know, I don't think there's anyone suggesting a contact tracing test, trace, isolate system is going to scale up massively beyond the kind of hundreds of cases a day. So that is a really not great looking sign. And the fact that that tracing is, you know, starting to really struggle to do that is a problem for us. A good record today, a record number of tests recorded, 111,000 results reported. That has been, these numbers are very big, which is very good. Sometimes I do wonder if the very big numbers of tests mean that some of the delays we're seeing in test results coming back causes some problems, because it might mean that you have a whole bunch of not very useful test numbers coming in and it's obscuring and it's making it longer to get the really targeted test results in. So that's something to keep an eye on. I'd be interested to know if there's any data around, or if the government can supply any data on the turnaround time for tests, because if that's blowing out, we have a bit of a problem. And we know these cases are still in Western Sydney, southwestern Sydney. We know the region, the 8 LGAs of concerns continuing to grow and expand. And what we've got today is some new rules in those LGAs. Masks outside at all times, not just when you can't socially distance, and you can't leave, can't go beyond 5 kilometres from your house in those 8 LGAs. What we haven't seen today, and what we haven't seen all week, is anything new that will directly target the nature of transmission that we're seeing, which is workplaces, households, but, you know, particularly seeded through workplaces. People get it at work, come home and infect their entire house, and then someone else in the house goes out and infects either another household or another workplace. They're the kinds of links of transmission that we're seeing a lot of at the moment. I can't tell you what workplaces or what kinds of workplaces, whether they're abattoirs, meatworks, food distribution, logistics, because the government's not telling us that kind of information at the moment. It would be good if they did, but they're the kinds of places the transmission's happening. Outdoor masks and kind of 5K limits on homes might be psychological, might cause people to take the rules more seriously, but they're not going to have a very direct link. You can't see directly how they will cut those transmission rates. So it's really hard to see where we're going from here. You know, you wouldn't think that that would alone bring the curve, bend the curve down toward zero, unless there's a massive psychological effect. So where does that leave us? Does it leave us with cases continuing to sit at these numbers or even continuing to grow? We know that if the numbers continue to grow, well, we will have a huge problem on our hands. We don't have vaccination rates high enough yet to handle that. And is the New South Wales strategy really going all in on vaccinate as many people as quickly as possible in the next 4, 6, 8 weeks, so that come a month from now we have, you know, vastly different dynamics in the community because there are a lot more people vaccinated? There's a bit of uncertainty, I think, around what the strategy is at the moment, and it starts to feel like we're heading that direction.